understand, I am giving you a very short example. Let's make a scenario. Let's say we are working on a height using a 10 feet high scaffold. So let's implement the risk assessment process. So first of all, identify the hazards. So first hazard, fall hazard, person or maybe material. Second, collapse of the scaffold. Third one, electrical hazard. Fourth one, let's say bad weather. Now let's check who might be harmed. Let the person who is erecting the scaffold can be harmed. A worker working on the scaffold can be harmed. Maybe someone passing by can be harmed. So all these can be harmed. So now let's evaluate the risk one by one. Let's say take first hazard, fall hazard. Let's say we assume that the guardrails or protection system on the scaffolds are not up to the mark, and let's see what is the likelihood that a person standing on the scaffold will fall. If there is no guardrail or bad guardrail and he is not using the hardness, then we can say that the likelihood of falling is up to very high. Let's put it 4. Okay, the value of the likelihood is 4. Now let's see if he falls from the 10 feet high, what can happen. It is very the consequences can be very severe, broken bones or even death. So the consequences we should rate 4. So now what is the value of the risk now? So likelihood 4, consequence 4, multiplying them, we get 16. The risk rating we get is the 16, which is very high. So now let's put the control measure. So first of all, to make sure that the platform is protected and safe, we have to make sure that all the components of the scaffold are inspected by the third party, also erected by the competent person. The person who erected them is the competent. Tagging system is there. Guardrail, proper guardrail is installed. Also, the worker is using the full body harness. So now we have implemented the controls. Now let's see what is the new risk rating. So let's say, so after the control measures, we see that what is the likelihood of the worker will fall. After these protections, I don't think there is a big chance of worker falling from the height. So likelihood we give 1. The consequence, because the height is the same, so the consequence will remain the same. So that is 4. So new risk rating is 4, which is low. So now you see that after implementing the control, new risk rating is 4, which is low. So this way we can implement this evaluation of the risk to all of the other hazards. Now move to the next step, which is a record finding. So what have we done? We identified the hazards, we estimated the risk, we evaluated the risk. Also, we have to nominate or the people who are responsible to make sure that these controls are implemented and other things. Similarly, we have a date of risk assessment we are doing, and we have to give the time period or validity to this risk assessment. So all these things you have to note down. So once all these things are noted down, so this step is complete. Next step is the review. So in the review, we have to review to check whether or not our controls are effective, they are performing as desired. Also, we have to see in the review, we can check that is there any areas of improvement, or also we have to change the review the risk assessment if there is any change like new technology, new legislation, incident, etc. So this way you can simply implement a risk assessment process to any activity.